9 things that make men look cheap. Fix these fast, old Stoic wisdom. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Chair, swing, Marcus Aurelius. Every man pays a price for how he presents himself. But if you're looking cheap, know this: you're paying far more than you realize. And here's the hard truth. Every time you walk out that door, you're telling the world exactly who you are. Not through your wallet, not through your watch, but through the way you carry yourself, the details you ignore, and the standards you choose to uphold or let slip. Looking cheap isn't about how much you spend. In fact, some of the wealthiest men in the room are often the worst offenders. It's not about price tags, it's about presence. People notice, especially women. In seconds, they'll size you up. And once you're mentally filed under low effort, your words, your charm, even your wallet won't change their first impression. That moment, it's already lost. But here's the good news. This is fixable. Today, we'll break down 9 overlooked habits, style mistakes, and behaviors that silently destroy your image. These aren't about chasing trends or flaunting luxury labels. This is about appearing intentional, put together, and quietly powerful without saying a word. Because high-value men don't need to shout. They let their presence do the talking. You've got 2 choices. Keep sending sloppy, careless signals that undercut your worth, or start showing up like the man you know you are. Respect doesn't come to those who demand it. It comes to those who've earned it by how they carry themselves. This is Stoicism Win, where classic wisdom meets modern masculinity. Subscribe, like, and join the journey. Let's level up. Number 1. Badly fitted trousers that sag or pull. When it comes to making an impression, nothing quite undermines a man's presence like badly fitted trousers. You've seen it before, perhaps even been guilty of it yourself. Those trousers that pull around your shoes as if they're dissolving into the ground, or the sagging waistline that sits halfway down your back like they've surrendered to gravity. It's a look that suggests disarray and lack of attention to detail, which, in turn, signals a lack of self-respect. But the solution is simple and transformative. Instead of allowing your trousers to sag or pull in a heap of fabric, opt for trousers that feature a clean break at the ankle or a subtle taper that hugs the shape of your legs without being too tight. This ensures your trousers look sharp and intentional, creating a clean, crisp line that highlights your stature. If you find that your trousers are too long, make it a habit to hem them to the correct length. Likewise, if the fit is too loose around the waist or hips, visit a tailor to make adjustments that will bring the trousers into a more flattering, balanced fit. The benefits of such small adjustments are significant, because when your trousers fit properly, they do more than just cover your legs. They set the stage for how you are perceived. This attention to detail speaks volumes about your commitment to excellence and personal grooming. It shows that you value respect, not just for yourself, but for the people you interact with. Like the old Stoic wisdom that suggests we control the things we can, like our appearance. It's important to recognize that these details are within your power to change, and they make a world of difference. In modern life, where first impressions can make or break an opportunity, presenting yourself well from the ground up is essential. When your trousers fit well, you exude confidence and poise even before you speak, signaling that you're someone who knows what they're doing. The way you carry yourself, down to the perfectly fitted trousers, creates an invisible aura of professionalism, focus, and discipline that invites respect and admiration. So take a few moments to adjust the fit of your trousers, and you'll notice how this simple change can elevate your whole presence. Number 2. Visible logos on every piece of clothing. One of the biggest pitfalls many men fall into when trying to look stylish is thinking that the more logos they wear, the more valuable or sophisticated they appear. They load up on logos like walking advertisements, brand names splashed across caps, shirts, belts, shoes, even socks. It's as if by wearing the logo, they're somehow elevating themselves to a higher level of status or importance. But here's the truth. Style is not about shouting to the world about what you're wearing. It's about how you carry yourself and the confidence you exude. When you drape yourself in a sea of visible logos, what you're really signaling is a need for validation and a lack of originality. It's as though you're letting the brand define you rather than defining yourself. Logos should not be the loudest thing in your wardrobe. In fact, when you rely on them too much, they make you look like you're compensating for something. The truth is, style isn't about the clothes you wear, but how you wear them. It's about understated elegance and the ability to make your presence known without the need for loud statements. In the world of classic, timeless style, less is more. Wearing visible logos on every item in your outfit isn't just distracting, it's a fashion misstep that communicates insecurity. True style is subtle. It doesn't need to boast about its labels. Imagine the man who walks into a room wearing well-fitted clothes that speak for themselves, in luxurious fabrics, and with impeccable tailoring. You don't need a logo to let others know you've invested in quality. Instead of opting for the latest brand name splashed across your chest, look for items where the fit, fabric, and construction speak volumes. When you wear clothes that fit well, you are telling the world that you value yourself enough to invest in garments that flatter your body. The fabric should feel comfortable and high quality, with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're dressed well without needing to show off. True presence, after all, doesn't come from a logo, it's the result of your own confidence and authenticity. The key here is to embrace minimalism. You don't need a logo to make a statement. One discreet logo, if any, is enough, if it's even necessary at all. And even that should be so subtle that it's barely noticeable, more like a whisper than a shout. It's all about creating an image that's timeless and not reliant on the latest brand trend. In fact, you'll find that when you wear pieces that don't have logos plastered everywhere, people will start to pay more attention to the actual quality of your clothing, and most importantly, to you as the person wearing them. It's a deeper, more meaningful recognition. You don't need logos to say who you are. When you invest in pieces that fit well, are made of fine materials, and that you wear with confidence, you radiate a natural elegance that doesn't need a label to define it. In today's society, the constant bombardment of advertisements and the pressure to wear the latest branded items can make it tempting to load up on logos. But real style is timeless. As the Stoics taught us, true power and presence come not from external objects, but from within. The man who knows who he is doesn't need a brand to announce it to the world. He lets his actions, his presence, and his character do the talking. When you rely too heavily on logos and brand names to define your identity, you're essentially letting your clothes speak for you, and that's a dangerous trap to fall into. The most powerful men in history didn't wear logos to announce their greatness. They simply carried themselves with dignity and confidence. They knew that true style was about the strength of their character, not the flashiness of their wardrobe. So, when you're dressing in the future, remember this. Style is about quality, fit, and most importantly, confidence. It's about the man beneath the clothes. Ask yourself, are you wearing these logos because they reflect who you are, or because you feel you need them to validate you? The true essence of style is not in the brands you wear, but in how you wear them and in the man you become while wearing them. Let your clothing speak softly, and let your presence be loud enough to be heard without the need for a logo to do the talking for you. Number 3, worn-out belts with peeling edges. A worn-out belt with peeling edges is one of the most subtle yet glaring signs of neglect in a man's appearance. No matter how sharp your tailored pants are, how polished your shoes, or how crisp your shirt might look, the moment someone's eyes drift to your belt, the peeling edges, the frayed buckle, the cracks in the leather, it's over. Everything else, no matter how pristine, loses its power when a man's belt looks like it's been through a battle. And the truth is, most men treat their belts like background actors. They wear the same one every day until it becomes a sad testament to neglect. But here's the real issue. Your belt doesn't hide at the edge of your outfit. No, it sits right at your center, your core. the very place people are naturally drawn to, the place that gives a quiet but bold statement about who you are and how you manage the details of your life. The belt is the foundation of your look, and when it's worn down, frayed, or damaged, it communicates more than you might realize. It says, I don't care about the details. I don't pay attention. It sends a message of indifference and failure to manage your own life, with the discipline and care required for success. This matters more than you might think in today's world. As the Stoics understood, it's the little things that prepare us for the big ones. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest minds in history, knew that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The way we handle these minor elements of our appearance reflects the way we handle everything else, our work, our relationships, and even our self-discipline. If you allow something as simple as a belt to fall apart, what else in your life is being neglected? What else is falling into disrepair? We often believe these small things go unnoticed, but they never do. They leave a lasting impression on those around us. So, how do you fix this? It's simple. Invest in 2 or 3 high-quality leather belts, a classic brown, a deep black, and perhaps a textured suede for variety. But don't stop there. Take care of them. Rotate them frequently, keeping them in good condition. Condition the leather regularly. Wipe down the hardware to keep it looking sharp and clean. A well-maintained belt is more than just an accessory. It's a statement. It says, I am a man who pays attention to every detail, even the ones that might seem small. The way you treat your belt reflects the way you treat your life. A man who maintains the small things is a man who will excel in the larger, more important matters. It's about mastering the art of control and discipline, one detail at a time. You can't build power and respect without first showing you can manage what's in front of you. In this fast-paced, image-conscious world, people notice everything. They notice your belt just as they notice the state of your car, your shoes, your watch, and your demeanour. The details matter, and they speak louder than any words you could ever say. A well-kept belt doesn't shout. It speaks quietly, but it carries weight. It communicates confidence, awareness, and control. It's about showing up with intention and knowing that every aspect of your appearance matters. It's about saying, I have control over my life, and I've got this. So don't wait for your belt to break down beyond repair. Don't wait for your life to get out of control before you take action. Take the time today to assess your wardrobe, to see the small things that you've been neglecting. Fix them. Invest in quality. Invest in yourself. When you do, the world will take notice, and you'll know that every detail you handle with precision is another step toward mastering your life. If you believe that mastery begins with control over the smallest details, comment below with, I'm in control. Don't wait. Start today. Number 4. Oversized shirts that swallow your frame. This mistake is far more common than most men are willing to admit, especially among those aged 35 to 70. There's a widespread belief, passed down like some outdated hand-me-down, that wearing larger shirts somehow conceals those areas we're less proud of. The softening midsection, the slight rounding of the shoulders, the quiet retreat of youthful muscle tone. But in reality, oversized shirts don't hide flaws, they announce them. They erase your natural lines, making your shoulders seem narrower and your torso shapeless, removing all sense of definition or presence. It's like walking into a room and leaving your confidence at the door. The Stoic Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Similarly, waste no more time pretending that draping your body in fabric makes you look better. It doesn't. Instead, choose shirts that honour the form you've earned over the years. Look for ones with structured collars, which add authority to your neckline, and a slight taper at the waist to define your frame, not constrict it. Think of it like tailoring your armour before stepping into battle. You're not hiding behind it. You're being elevated by it. The sleeves should gently hug your arms without ballooning out like sails in the wind. A well-fitted shirt subtly communicates strength, intention, and self-respect. And those are qualities no amount of fabric can fake. This isn't about vanity. It's about visual integrity. In a world that often judges books by their covers, your personal presentation is the dust jacket of your character. Looking sharp signals to others that you respect yourself and, by extension, will respect them. It also fosters internal discipline. When you start caring about how you show up physically, you start caring more about how you show up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The great Stoics emphasized how outer discipline shapes inner order, and the small adjustment in clothing can catalyze bigger, meaningful shifts. Think about it this way. When your shirt fits well, your shoulders naturally square up, your posture improves, and suddenly you're not just wearing confidence, you're exuding it. The world reacts accordingly. So, take a moment today and inspect your wardrobe. That old tent of a shirt you wear every other weekend, does it flatter you or is it quietly undermining you? Replace it with something that frames your legacy, not hides your effort. And while we're at it, reflect. What else in your life are you oversizing to mask insecurity? Are there habits, mindsets, or routines that need a more tailored approach? Comment below with your thoughts. What's one piece of clothing you've upgraded that made a difference? Let's build a conversation around the real power of self-respect through style. If you're done hiding behind the illusion of comfort, drop this in the comments right now. I don't drape, I define. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom. And remember, how you dress isn't just fabric, it's philosophy in motion. Number 5. Fake designer watches that try too hard. In the world of style and status, few things hold as much power to define you as your watch. It's not just a tool to tell time, it's an expression of your identity, a signal of your worth, and a marker of your understanding of quality and authenticity. Yet, so many men still make the cardinal mistake of buying fake designer watches, the kind with massive gold bezels, ticking loudly like a wall clock, desperately trying to pass off as a Rolex. It's the kind of watch that screams, not, "I've made it," but "I'm trying to look like I've made it." It is a loud, garish statement, one that is heard loud and clear, and yet not in the way you want it to be. You see, when you wear a knockoff, you aren't telling the world that you've achieved success. You're signaling that you care more about appearing wealthy than actually being credible. It's a facade, a hollow shell that lacks substance. As the ancient philosopher Seneca wisely put it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Craving more and more without true understanding leads you to the desperate pursuit of the image, the illusion of wealth, rather than building real value and self-respect. It's not about how much money you spend, it's about what that money represents and how you present yourself to the world. Let's be clear. There is nothing wrong with wanting to look good or even wanting a watch that makes you stand out. But there's a fine line between showcasing true style and trying to fake it till you make it. Wearing a fake designer watch is essentially telling the world, "I can't afford the real thing, but I want to be seen as someone who can." But here's the harsh truth. People see through it. The world doesn't respect someone who hides behind a counterfeit version of success. In fact, wearing a fake watch does more damage to your reputation than if you wore no watch at all. Why? Because authenticity is always respected. Fakes? They're exposed quickly. You might think the gold bezel and heavy weight will convince people you're living the high life, but all you're doing is building walls of skepticism and doubt around you. It's not only a waste of money, it's a waste of your most valuable asset, your credibility. Respect isn't bought by pretending to be someone else. It's earned by showing the world who you truly are. Now, this doesn't mean you need to break the bank on a luxury watch. Far from it. Instead, I challenge you to focus on authenticity, simplicity, and quality. You can still find a timepiece that reflects your true self without emptying your wallet. Look for clean, minimal designs from trusted and affordable brands like Seiko, Timex, or Citizen. These watches exude quiet confidence. They don't need to scream for attention because their craftsmanship and understated elegance do the talking. The materials should be real, not cheap imitations of precious metals, but real stainless steel, leather, or ceramic. The dial should be simple, not cluttered with unnecessary features, just enough to convey sophistication without overcomplicating things. Remember this: a good watch isn't one that demands attention. It's one that commands respect without having to shout. As the famous writer Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." What do you want your watch to say about you? Do you want it to broadcast insecurity and the need for approval? Or do you want it to project the kind of self-assured, steady confidence that comes from knowing your true worth? Think about this in modern life. What do we really admire today? We admire the people who are at ease with themselves, the ones who don't have to try too hard to make an impression. You don't need a flashy, oversized, knockoff watch to make your mark in the world. You need authenticity. You need the courage to stand tall in your own skin. Real confidence doesn't need to be bolstered by fake images of success. It is built on the quiet, powerful certainty of knowing exactly who you are and what you stand for. Wearing a fake watch is the opposite of this. It's wearing insecurity on your wrist, hiding behind the desire to look wealthy and important. But true wealth isn't found in appearances. It's found in substance, in the quality of your choices, and in the depth of your character. Now, let me leave you with this. Every time you slip on that fake designer watch, ask yourself what message you're sending. Is it one of true success? Or is it a mask that you hide behind? Remember, your watch isn't just a timepiece, it's a statement. Let it be one of integrity, quality, and quiet strength. A fake watch will only cost you money. It will cost you much more in respect, trust, and self-worth. A real watch, the right watch, will elevate you and remind you of the value of authenticity. The choice is yours. Will you wear the illusion of success, or will you embrace the quiet power that comes from being the real deal? Choose wisely, and let your watch be a reflection of the man you truly are, authentic, powerful, and confident. If you're done wearing the illusion and ready to walk in truth, comment below. I don't fake success, I embody it. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remember, the real flex isn't flashing status, it's earning respect through quiet authenticity. 6. Wearing overly shiny square-toe shoes. Here's a truth most men learn the hard way. Style evolves, and clinging to the past doesn't make you classic. It makes you look careless. You see, many men mistake shine for sophistication, grabbing square-toe shoes so glossy they could double as bathroom tiles. The logic? Shiny equals sharp. But what those shoes actually say is, I stopped paying attention years ago. Square-toe shoes, especially those drenched in varnish-like shine, whisper not of a man who values detail, but of one trapped in a bygone era where these shoes might have meant success. But like fax machines and CD holders, that time has passed. Wearing them today is like showing up to a modern dinner party with a flip phone. You're remembered, but for all the wrong reasons. It's not just the shape that's off, it's the shine that screams desperation rather than refinement. These shoes make it seem like you're trying too hard to prove something no one asked you to. Fashion is what you're offered 4 times a year by designers, and style is what you choose. As Lauren Hutton once said, so what should you choose? Step into a pair of round-toe Oxfords, a well-cut derby, or some elegant loafers crafted from matte or softly polished leather. These options whisper taste and timelessness, not trend-chasing or wardrobe neglect. Their subtlety signals maturity. Think of it this way. Your shoes don't need to steal the show, they need to support your presence. It's like the foundation of a house. If it's well built and quietly reliable, everything else stands tall and impressive. When your footwear reflects current sensibilities and restraint, it elevates your whole look. People might not even comment on them, and that's the point. You're not trying to be noticed for your shoes. You're trying to be remembered as a man who carries himself with quiet confidence. In real life, people notice what doesn't fit before they notice what does. They may not say it to your face, but they're judging that tired shine and outdated square toe every time. That's why updating your shoes is more than fashion, it's self-respect. It's a signal that you're aware, intentional, and evolving. Remember what Epictetus said. Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Dressing well doesn't mean chasing every trend. It means discarding what no longer serves you. So here's a piece of Stoic wisdom. Don't let your feet betray your growth. Choose footwear that reflects the man you are today, not the one you were in 2005. And gentlemen, I want to hear from you. What outdated item are you still holding on to? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's talk real style evolution. Number 7. Wrinkled or untucked button-downs. The wrinkled or untucked button-down, it seems harmless, maybe even stylish in a casual, carefree sort of way. But make no mistake, when you step out in a crinkled shirt flapping like a windswept flag, or let an oversized button-down hang like a forgotten curtain, you're not giving off the look of effortless confidence. You're signalling carelessness. Here's where the subtlety matters. Most men believe tossing on a button-down is enough to convey maturity. But presentation is never just about clothes. It's a mirror of your discipline. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." In this context, if it's not ironed, not tucked properly, or simply not suited for an untucked look, don't wear it like you're guessing. You're better than that. A steamer or an iron takes minutes, but the impression you leave can linger for hours or longer. The way you wear your shirt tells people how much you respect yourself, and by extension, how much they should respect you. That might seem harsh, but life often is. In the boardroom, on a date, or simply running errands, people read you before they hear you. And when your shirt looks like it was balled up under your car seat, it undermines everything else you might have going for you, your experience, your wisdom, your intent. There's an old saying, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you overlook the simple act of preparing your shirt, what else are you letting slip? This is where the Stoic lesson strikes home. Control what you can, and your appearance is absolutely within your control. Consider the subtle power of intentional tucking. When done right, it's a quiet display of structure, of a man who doesn't need to shout to be heard. If you prefer leaving it untucked, make sure the shirt is designed for it. Shorter hem, tapered fit, clean lines. Don't just mimic what younger men wear. Master what suits your frame, your age, your presence. You're not trying to be trendy, you're aiming to be timeless. As Epictetus reminded us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That includes how you present yourself when no one is watching. Gentlemen, don't let the small details betray the strength of your character. You've worked too hard, lived too much, and earned too many hard-won lessons to look like someone who gave up in front of the mirror. This isn't about vanity, it's about virtue. About showing up as the kind of man who respects the day enough to greet it well-dressed. So I ask you, how do you prepare your armor each morning? How do you want the world to see you before you speak a single word? Fix the shirt, fix the frame, and watch how the world adjusts its gaze in your favor. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed how small details like this affect how people treat you? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Let's sharpen each other, as iron sharpens iron. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us, or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. Number 8. Overpowering cologne. That announce you before you do. Have you ever walked into a room and felt your cologne make its entrance long before you do? The scent hits the air 5 seconds before you've even crossed the threshold, filling the space with an unmistakable cloud of fragrance that drowns out everything else. That's not a powerful first impression, it's an overwhelming one, and it's often perceived as a mistake, not a statement. In today's world, subtlety and finesse matter more than ever. especially when it comes to personal grooming. The idea of walking into a room and commanding attention with a scent that's too strong or too aggressive may seem appealing, but it rarely has the desired effect. Instead, it can come off as desperate for attention or as if you're trying too hard to make your presence known. In contrast, the true essence of masculinity and sophistication lies in restraint and nuance. So how do you strike that balance? The answer is simple. Opt for a fragrance that speaks to your presence in a quiet yet powerful way. Choose a scent that's subtle and skin-close, one that doesn't overwhelm the senses, but instead lingers in the background, enhancing your presence rather than dominating it. A single spray to the neck and another to the wrist is all you need. That's it. From there, let the scent do its work without you having to announce it. This approach is rooted in confidence. It shows that you're not seeking validation through your fragrance. Rather, you are the one in control, effortlessly attracting attention without needing to force it. It's a lesson in restraint, and it's one that has been celebrated by the wise throughout history. The Old Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, spoke often about the value of moderation and not being excessive in one's desires. They understood that true strength lies in control, and the same principle applies to the way you present yourself to the world. When you let a fragrance work with you, not against you, you convey that same quiet strength. In the modern world, it's easy to get swept up in the idea that more is better, whether it's a louder personality, flashier clothes, or, in this case, an overpowering scent. But the most refined individuals don't need to shout for attention. Instead, they attract it naturally, with an understated confidence that others can't help but notice. You may find that as you adjust your approach to Cologne, you also begin to notice how much more power you have when you let things come to you instead of trying to force them. This shift towards subtlety doesn't just make you more attractive, it makes you more memorable. The people who will remember you aren't the ones who were assaulted by your scent the moment you walked in the door. They are the ones who will recall the faint trace of your fragrance long after you've left, wondering who that man was, who carried himself with such quiet dignity. This is the kind of impression you want to leave behind, one that reflects strength, control, and timeless elegance. Number 9. Neglected grooming. Men, hear this with clarity. In a world where perceptions are formed in the blink of an eye, grooming is not just an afterthought, it's the foundation of your self-respect and authority. No matter how sharp your jacket, how exquisite your shoes, or how well you've curated your wardrobe, if your grooming is sloppy, none of it will matter. Your patchy beard, overgrown nails, or unkempt eyebrows will tell a story that overshadows any material wealth or high-status brands you wear. It's an undeniable fact. Neglecting grooming is a shortcut to appearing unkempt, careless, and unrefined. The great Stoic, Marcus Aurelius, understood this principle well when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And being a good man, especially in the eyes of others, starts with how you present yourself, internally and externally. Take a hard look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see a man who's disciplined enough to maintain his appearance, or a man who's let neglect slip in through the cracks? The truth is, no one respects a man who doesn't respect himself, and grooming is one of the clearest ways you communicate that respect. The small things you neglect, the trim of your beard, the upkeep of your nails, the care you put into your skin, are the things that speak volumes about your self-discipline and your inner strength. It's not about vanity or trying to look perfect. It's about looking presentable, looking like someone who's in control, someone who commands respect. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus told us. This is more than philosophy. It's practical, actionable wisdom. Your grooming routine is a declaration of who you are and what you stand for. Now, let's break this down further. Every aspect of grooming matters, not because society demands it, but because you do. It's about owning your power. A man with an unruly beard doesn't just look messy. He looks like someone who lacks control. Your beard, when neatly trimmed or clean-shaven, becomes a symbol of your precision, of the fact that you are a man who masters the small details in life. This is about more than appearances. This is about telling the world that you are intentional. The small but vital acts of clipping your nails, tidying your brows, and moisturizing your skin are not tasks. They are acts of respect. They communicate that you understand the importance of presentation and that you are in charge of how others perceive you. The way you carry yourself on the outside reflects your mindset on the inside. Let me ask you something. What kind of life are you trying to lead? A life of leadership and authority, or one of mediocrity? The way you take care of yourself sends that message. A clean, well-maintained appearance, something as simple as grooming, is the first step in demonstrating that you are in control. That's where your power begins. You may feel like your grooming routine is just an afterthought, something small that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of life, but nothing could be further from the truth. It is the cornerstone. It's the foundation. It's the first step to creating a life that commands respect. Do not waste time on what you can't control, Marcus Aurelius taught us, and grooming, my friend, is entirely within your control. You can choose to look sharp, feel sharp, and radiate confidence. You can choose to be the kind of man who respects himself enough to take care of the details. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a man who shows up to every room as if he's ready to own it. He's not the one with frayed edges or disheveled attire. His beard is trimmed to perfection or clean-shaven, his nails clipped, his skin glowing, his brows neat. He commands attention, not by force, but by his presence. That's the kind of man you should strive to be. And guess what? This isn't just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself. When you look in the mirror and see someone who's disciplined enough to take care of himself, it boosts your confidence. It creates a mindset of strength. The world doesn't just see you as a man of power, they see you as a man who takes command of his own life. This is no small feat. This is the mark of someone who understands the importance of grooming as part of a greater philosophy of self-discipline. So, make this a non-negotiable part of your routine. Every week, build a consistent grooming ritual. Trim that beard or shave it clean. Clip your nails, keep your brows neat, and moisturize your skin. These are the steps that, when repeated with consistency, build respect for yourself and earn respect from others. It's not about vanity, it's about power, control, and self-respect. Start with grooming and watch as your confidence soars, your interactions change, and your life starts to reflect the discipline and authority you've cultivated. Take charge now. Don't wait. The world is watching, and it will see you as a man who is in control. Grooming is not just about looking good, it's about becoming the man you're meant to be, a man who is respected, admired, and unstoppable. Bonus point. One of the fastest ways a man can unintentionally cheapen his image is by speaking loudly on the phone in a public, especially when the conversation is filled with self-praise, boasting about his latest deals, his expensive car parked outside, or the supposed big moves he's making. We've all seen this character, pacing back and forth, phone on speaker, voice raised as if the world needs to know how important he is. But here's the paradox. The louder a man tries to broadcast his success, the more people silently question whether that success is genuine at all. As the old Stoics would advise, he who exalts himself will be humbled. This kind of behavior doesn't command admiration. It draws skepticism, even pity. Because real success, the kind that lasts, doesn't need to be shouted. Think about the calm presence of a man who walks into a room and doesn't need to say a word, yet you know he's someone of substance. That's the power of quiet confidence. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Instead of using volume to demand attention, use silence and poise to command respect." The truth is, the strongest men don't need applause, and their success speaks for itself through how they carry themselves, measured, composed, dignified. This applies in everyday life more than you might realize. Whether you're at the airport, in a restaurant, or just out walking your dog, how you handle yourself, especially in public, sends a message. Men who are truly respected often don't seek validation. They already know their worth. And if you've got something to prove it to yourself, not a crowd. So next time you feel the urge to raise your voice or flaunt your status, pause, take a breath, and remember, a lion doesn't need to tell you it's a lion. Carry yourself with the quiet strength of a man who's grounded in values, not volume. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Choose dignity. Choose discretion. The mark of a wise man is restraint. And if you've seen this behavior in others, or maybe in yourself, share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think gives a man true presence? What examples have you seen where less was actually more? Let's open up the discussion. Your insight might be exactly what another man needs to hear today. Final thoughts. If you made it this far, you're one of the real ones. Type "respect the details" in the comments, so we know you're part of this community. This wasn't about chasing trends. It was about showing up like the man you already are. Refined, respected, and quietly powerful. Remember this, the little things matter. Whether it's scuffed shoes, a wrinkled shirt, or how you carry yourself, people notice. Don't let small habits quietly drag down your presence. Fix the details, and the respect follows. Like this video, subscribe for daily style and self-respect tips, and share it with someone overdue for a silent glow-up. Thanks for watching. We've picked the next video on your screen. It dives deeper into timeless male style. Watch that next, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care and stay sharp.